country on the same page.
How are you staying sane during these times? Like, how are you taking care of yourself?
I talk to my mommy, my friends. I've been writing a lot. I have a
Mhm.
writing partner. We still stay, writing and trying to have the focus that would be out here shift to something. A lot of
Yeah.
music. I go for walks. I've been pulling weeds. Although if I turn this camera around, you would be like, "Well, you ain't been pulling them enough," because I'm sitting here. I'm like, "Ooh, I see some now." But just trying to, and I think it changes day to day. I mean, there's certain days where I just do less.
Mhm.
And certain days where I feel productive. I kind of let it flow.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Are you that type of person who picks up like a new hobby? Have you started? I don't know. So I mean, I started cooking more. I'm not really the best cook, but I've started, especially cooking like my native food.
Where are you
So
from?
Nigeria.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of embarrassing, but I don't know how to cook at all. But I came home for the pandemic, and my mom's really been like hammering it into me and like really like pushing me to
That's good.
actually learn. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. I cannot say that I've picked up a new hobby. I like to cook, so I do cook a
Okay.
lot, you know.
Mm.
But I have friends that have really gotten into baking. I did
Yeah,
say
I've seen
I
that a lot.
might, but I've been eating a lot during I've been, you know,
Same.
well,
Same.
um, yeah, I think everyone has. But I can't say. I said I was gonna like try and learn something new. But
Hmm.
I've been doing reading.
Yeah.
Um, that's not new.
Hmm.
But I haven't. I gotta pick up a new hobby because I would like to know that after this is over, that I actually was like, oh, I did something.
Yeah.
So maybe I will.
Yeah, no, same here, same here. So obviously we're here to talk about Black Monday, which is
Yes.
premiering. The last four episodes of the season is premiering on Sunday.
Mhm.
So I want to ask you, what can you get? What can you tell us? What can you tease for us in these last four episodes, first and foremost?
Uh, I loved this season. I mean, I think it's going to be a real surprise. What I love so much is how the showrunners are able to, like, whatever you think is going to happen. And they did it the first season. And I was like, are they going to be able to do it again? They actually did.
Yeah.
And then also, we have great guest stars coming. I mean, Dule Hill is coming,
Hmm.
and he's so wonderful and was so wonderful to work with. But I think there are a lot of twists and turns. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
dense show, so it goes fast. You have to pay attention, but there are a
Yeah.
lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, there's this really funny scene. I saw the first two episodes of what's the next four, and there's this really like funny scene with Dule and Don's character in a Halloween episode. Uh, what is it like
Two
being on
grown
that set?
men.
Yeah. What is it like being on
It was
that set? Like, yeah.
it was so much fun, and I have to give so much credit to the writers and the costumers, because
Yeah.
that particular, knowing that year and what happened, the movies and everything that came out that year, and the fact that they were, that I
Yeah.
thought was so great. But I think, and Dulay's such an amazing dancer, so just being
Yes.
able to capitalize on what someone does great and add that to the show, even though
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
But in that episode, yeah, I'd like to think they're fighting over Dawn's love, Dawn's affection, who was looking crazy herself. I was
Yeah.
like, who is fighting over Dawn? Dawn is not, Dawn is, Dawn's whole look that episode. I was like, I
That
wonder
I
what
loved it. I digged
you
it.
did. I looked
Yeah.
and I was like, Dawn was like, oh, I'm going to do that. But I loved that Yasser was Frida. I mean, I loved how they
Yeah.
went for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a Halloween episode. I don't want to spoil it for people, but it's
Yes,
it's hilarious. It's gonna be premiering. The episode's gonna be premiering on Sunday.
yes.
And I also want to remind people, if you have a question for Regina, I will try to get to it towards the end. But just submit your questions in that little, I don't know what it's called. Sorry, I'm not well versed in Instagram, but it's a square box with a question mark. So go ahead and submit your questions, and I promise you I'll try to get to it. So you guys finished filming everything before the pandemic sort of shut everything down. So the pandemic's really just affected the release of the episodes, correct?
Yeah, so the
Okay.
pandemic affected post-production
Oh,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
they couldn't get in to edit it, to color correct it, to
Mhm.
do our looping and our ADR. And that's where we had, the pause and while we had
Mhm.
the break. But thankfully, we had finished shooting.
Mhm.
And, what I will say is during this pandemic, people have become so creative and they have figured out a way to keep it moving. So, even shows that weren't done, they figured out a way to edit. They figured out a way to get units into people's homes and
Mhm.
for us to do the ADR, which is, what is it? Audio digital recording, I think,
Yeah.
which is what we do if there's a sound in the background for people
Mhm.
listening. And they figured out a way to get it done. So we were able to finally do posts and they were able to do color correction, which
Yeah.
I'm grateful for.
Um, so when you were first introduced to Dawn, what initially stood out to you about her, and were you able to sort of identify commonalities with her?
Well, I mean, I loved it. What I did love that the creators and Don Cheadle did was they made her. I thought, first of all, a black woman on Wall Street in the '80s, I
Yeah,
already thought was
we
amazing.
never ever see anything like that on TV or even in real life. Like, I mean,
No,
yeah,
no, it's that image in itself
yeah,
was rare. I also loved that she was unapologetically ambitious, and that who she was not, and who she wanted to be was not in relationship to the male character as
mm,
the wife, as the doting mom or support system. That Dawn really was unique to herself, and that she wasn't, and that I like that she was as as raunchy or as dirty as the guys, that she wasn't there as like, don't do this, don't do that, guys, and that she was incredibly intelligent,
yeah,
and not just moral. I feel like a lot of times, especially with black women, it's like we represent one thing, but Dawn is like a fully actualized person, like they do for men, and
mhm.
yet they don't ignore that she's a woman or ignore that she's black.
Right, right. But they do ignore her achievements or her
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Some people do. Um,
Dawn,
Donna,
and what she wants the credit for is a little crazy. Like Dawn going around screaming that she's responsible for Black Monday. You're just like, Dawn.
maybe you don't want to say that out loud.
And, and
Um,
and I'll say we're lucky. We have an incredible, like our showrunners are Jordan David are amazing, and we have an incredibly diverse writing staff.
mhm,
So I
mhm.
mean, even the nuances of our opening episode when, Dawn wasn't on the cover of Jet, like the
Yeah,
nuances of knowing what it is, what Jet magazine means culturally to the community, and that Blair was on the cover and Dawn wasn't. I mean, that is, I don't even know what to say to that.
I mean, and I just started thinking about, like, we are in an industry where oftentimes a lot of not just, I mean, Black women especially, but our contributions are often overlooked or even
Right.
ignored, right? And then Dawn is somebody who's dealing with that right now. So when you play this role, and obviously it's set in the '80s, but you're still seeing parallels today, like how is that experience for you?
I know it is sometimes shocking to
Mhm,
see how 30 years have happened and like the changes have been so incremental,
mhm,
and that you would think that the things we were poking fun of, the reason that I think it does work is because so many of them are so relevant today. So you're looking at a period piece that's really also examining how we are and where we are today. So
mhm.
I mean, I think that's what's so clever um, about the show and the writing and the world and the circumstances. I mean, Wall Street is pretty much still male dominated, still white. And what's so great about a firm like the Jammer Group is it would have taken Mo and a firm of that's really of made of people that no one else would have hired.
Mhm.
And then we get to go with that, like even Dawn deciding to make it an all female, you
Yeah.
know, firm where they're breastfeeding and doing
Mhm.
everything else. And the guy and the poking fun to say, when we have the two guys who feel like this is horrible, this is the
Yeah.
worst thing ever, So
Mhm,
I love
mhm.
it because I think that means that people who are from this time, if they weren't from the '80s, they can resonate with the reality of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a revisionist, I guess how Wall Street
Yeah.
can be reimagining. I wanted to talk about Mo and ask about Mo and Don. are they gonna get it together? Or what's going on with them? They seem to be, they get there and then
Hold
something
on.
happens.
Hold on 1 second. It came
Okay.
back. I'm trying to get this
Oh shoot. Okay. Can you hear it?
thing off. I don't know if you can hear it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. No. I don't want to do this. Can
Oh,
you
okay.
can't hear it?
You're getting notification. No, I can't hear anything actually. I can hear you, but I don't hear any background noises.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to ignore it.
Okay.
You can't hear it.
Mo and Don.
Mo and Dawn. I love their relationship together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Hold on. This thing is crazy. It's gone.
Okay, there we go.
Gone.
Hallelujah.
I know, right? You know, I'm such a big Don Cheadle fan. So, you know, when I had to have the opportunity to be able to work with him and learn and watch him work has been great. And I love the chemistry. I mean, it's sad because because there's a part of, you know, you root for them.
Yeah.
And life just, I don't know, it just doesn't happen. I mean, maybe they're too similar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you know, maybe they're both too ambitious. Maybe alphas and alphas can't go. I don't know. Maybe, you know, there's always a break. And there's always the idea too that, but they do love each other. It's so complex.
Could it be timing maybe? Like maybe right now is not the time and maybe eventually.
Yeah. We'll see what happens in that writer's room. I mean, I think right when they want to, you know, it just, you know, in the season, you see what happens and you saw the first two, but you see that moment that you're like, okay, well now. Yeah. I hope so. I'd love to see Dawn and Mo together and have their incredibly dysfunctional relationship and marriage. Show the world.
I'm definitely rooting for them. How well versed are you at trading now? Because I need some pointers.
Awful. Awful. I mean, it's still no better. But one thing I do is at least when I have all the lines, I ask what it means so that at least I know what I'm saying when I'm saying it. But I'm no better. No better.
I'm trying to up my stock and trading game now, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's probably honestly a really great time to do it too.
Yeah.
Because like I bet there'd be some if you knew what you were doing, like insane stuff to start, you know. I have a friend who that's what he does, and he does hedge funds and stuff. And
I need a friend like that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is because it's a real art form and it's a gift, especially kind of have that knack, and there's a certain amount of intuition and I would imagine probability. But especially right now, I mean, it was interesting that when the season started, it was like another version of Black Monday. We hadn't had the numbers, you know, they hadn't been that low since Black Monday. So
right, yeah. A lot of relevant stuff going on. I want to talk about the fashion because I don't know about you, but I'm that type of person who when I see like photos of me from like when I was younger and the fashion that I used to wear, I cringe. What is the?
Let me tell you. So a lot of the stuff I wear definitely reminds me of my mom because I wasn't dressing. You know, I was still too young. I wasn't in woman clothes, but Dawn's looks. I was like, Dawn coordinates. I was like, her eyeshadows and makeup choices. I was like, Dawn is doing a lot. But one of the things that's been so much fun is and I love the clothes from the 80s, the shoulder pads, the bold colors, the makeups. Because I looked and I was like, well, what makeup did Black women have during that time? And, you know, it was like fashion fair.
Fashion fair, yep.
Yeah, maybe Iman's line came out. Like, I don't know when, but we didn't have like a gazillion choices. So we had to go into other palettes, you know.
There was no Fenty and all that, you know.
No. But, and And it also interesting, they didn't wear lashes in the 80s. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it was very much mascaras and shadows,
Yeah.
blushes, until till like 89, 90. But what's been fun is to evolve her. That, you know, hopefully in the first season, Dawn seemed like much more of a girl in terms of her fashion and
Mm-hmm.
wearing, you know, the bows. And then
Mm-hmm.
this season, we evolved her to now you're like, oh, that's the woman that runs the firm. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, she went for that really popular, like, I don't know what they call it, like snatchback hair. But yeah, she definitely has some looks where I'm like, oh, wow, Dawn,
Yeah.
Dawn. And Mo
But
is no better. Mo
yeah.
is over there. This new hair this season,
Is it fun, girl, getting to like sort of revisit that era, that fashion? And
so much fun.
could you see? I mean, I guess some things that were big back then are making a comeback, right? Like the big shoulder outfits.
The belts, the
Yeah,
wide belts.
yeah.
It was so much fun. I mean, not those little baby kitten heels. I don't know if they're back, but maybe.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's like playing dress up, and it really does. You know, by the time you put your wardrobe on and you see the set dressing, it really does transport you and make you feel like you're in a time. So I actually, I love it. I love even the Halloween costumes. You know, we were thinking about, well, what was big then, and even being able to revisit that, which
Yeah.
ironically, which we won't say, which you know is about to have its relaunch now.
Right. 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 Yeah.
And you know, it would have already this summer, but it's really fun to kind of be like, and then you also realize how quickly time passes, because I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that happened in, you know, that year, like that's been that long. But it doesn't feel like it. But it's fun because you know, the earring, it's a big play. You know, the
Yeah.
nails. Dawn had to have red power nails this year, she thought. And
The
then
red
even
power nails.
Mo's wardrobe, these suits this year, I was like, I don't know, Mo. I'm concerned. Dawn probably picked them out, to be honest. Dawn probably was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Really. I'm gonna get to a couple of questions, but before I do, I have to ask you about a season 3. Have you guys started conversations? I know things are obviously like on hold or on pause right now, but have you guys started conversations of what a season 3 might look like?
Not that I've been a part of. I think they probably have.
Okay.
I think, you know, people will have a really better idea of things, like, because it's kind of like we started the beginning of COVID and
Mhm.
then we've had a big pause. So now people will get to catch up on the episodes, watch the remaining episodes, and be able to have a full season to draw from. And I know that our creators already had spun out some ideas of what the next stage of, you know, it's I will say this, it's great to explore things with the backdrop of the financial world
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
and to see how parallel that is now too.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can get some. Oh, this is a cute one. We could do this question. How
Okay.
do you manage to stay so youthful, queen? I was-
That's so grateful. Thank you.
That's so nice. Yeah.
It's so nice and it's so needed in these times. I was like, I I'll tell you what's good though for the skin. It's water.
Mm,
Water,
yeah.
water, water. I think when we're born, we're made of like what, 80, 70, 80% water. And then as we
Mm.
get older, it increases water, and vitamin C on the skin is good too.
How much water do you say you drink a day?
I'd probably say between 3 liters to a gallon a day. I
Okay.
drink a lot of water, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe a gallon because I'm home, because I'm not. But listen, some people don't throughout the day. Some people don't adhere to that thought. They're like, no, but I don't know. I kind of just think toxins, you know,
Yeah.
and like, but I also think that it's really good to, you know, I like like I said, vitamin C on the skin is also really good.
Yeah. Do you do like a vitamin C serum, or do you take like a supplement?
Both.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do a serum and take a supplement because there's certain things like with skin that are just, You know what? And a collagen, taking collagen, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like for women, you know, obviously you're going to age, but if
Yeah.
you can keep at least your skin um, um,
Healthy and yeah.
there's a word I'm trying to think as supple as possible, but it's, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's scary. But so that's the best thing someone think. Thank you. I'm going to say it
Yeah.
again.
Okay, so this one says, name 3 things you look for when considering a project as a producer.
When considering it as a producer, I love as a producer, I love diversity in a project and seeing things that I didn't expect. Like if I've only seen a certain characters or this idea in one way and someone manages to like flip it and expand it, that's really exciting to me. Um, I love character driven shows, you know, where people really get to play around. And I love worlds that we rarely see talked about. And
Mm-hmm.
so like, and I love, you know, that fine line of drama and comedy. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love kind of like towing the line. So those things really, I like that a lot.
You mentioned you were writing more during this time. Is it a series or a feature, or is it just like a journaling? What type of writing?
No, it's a series. My writing
Okay.
partner and I wrote a show, and we've partnered with someone, and so we're about to take it out to networks and streaming services to pitch. And so it's a long process, especially because it's been a long, you know, between working and her working, but it's like it's so arduous, but when it clicks, it's like
Mm-hmm.
the most rewarding feeling ever.
Yeah, and you have you're producing a movie, Master, for Amazon. I remember because I wrote that story.
Yeah.
How's that been?
Can I tell you, our director, Mariama Diallo,
Mm-hmm.
she is an amazing director, and we are only halfway through because we got
Okay.
shut down during COVID.
Right.
But it was great, and I think people are really going to love it. And we're shooting in New York, so hopefully we'll get back to being able to go to New York and finish it. But it was great, such a wonderful process. We worked with Animal Kingdom; they are amazing. Amazon has been amazing, and so it was a great process creatively.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know, not an easy job because it's also dealing with a lot of themes. Um, you know, and the ideas of like, you know, our history and race,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so there's a lot, but it's so great. I can't wait till we actually can finish it. And I can't wait to see what Mariama does with it.
Mm. And we got a lot of questions. I'm sorry, guys, we only have the time for maybe one more question, but a lot of people are asking what makes you most excited or happy.
Well, it used to be my dog until he
Mm.
died.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
I know he's
Oh,
great. He
God.
died of old age, so
Okay.
it's not, um, I'm really like, you know, spiritual, so I kind of
Mm.
get excited like by, I don't know, like I know it's weird, but like I love kind of quiet and stillness. I know that's a weird thing to say you get excited about, but
No, I
yeah,
see that. Yeah.
yeah, like I love lapses of nothing.
Yeah.
If that's weird, but but I also love music and my friends, and you know, I love seeing somebody cute. Like that's always a treat.
Don't
Like,
we
ooh,
all?
yeah, you know what I mean. I love all those things.
Yeah, all good things. And so just finally, I want to ask you, obviously I feel like we're going to enter a new phase after everything is said and done with what's going on in our world right now. What would you say you're most looking forward to?
You mean in general? You mean
And
work?
yeah, and I guess in this, like I said, with the protests and sort of people starting to really,
Yeah.
take notice of what's been going on with the Black experience, and also with hopefully people learning about their health practices with COVID. What are you looking forward to sort of after this next? I don't know how next world or it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like things are going to go back to normal
Right.
after this.
You know, I am looking forward more than change to progress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to, you know, the understanding and acknowledgement of racism
Mm-hmm.
in an active way. You know, it is painful to hear videos where there are law enforcement saying that they're hunting Black people. I have brothers, you know what I mean? Like,
Too.
I had a daddy, he passed away, but like, it is a, it is, you know, and I can't say, well, I'm looking forward to when that doesn't happen because I don't know what that means.
Right.
But I am looking forward to justice when it does happen, and if it happens. I'm looking for crime and punishment to no longer be so related to race. I am looking forward to seeing Black and brown people really be able to reach their incredible full potential. I'm looking forward to better education. I'm looking forward to a new president.
Yeah.
And new Senate members.
And
I am looking forward to a collective rise of humanity. And I'm also really looking forward to people taking, you know, we're looking at a pandemic, but all these things have got to be connected to how we take care of our planet.
Right.
And so I'm looking forward to, I think I'm looking forward to human beings acknowledging our connection to each other and our connection to Mother Earth. And I think that in itself creates such a transition and a change. So, you know, I would love for there to be joy and hopefulness.
Yeah, all good things. Well, Regina, thank you so much for doing this. I've been a huge fan of yours for so long. I'm so happy I got to talk to you. Black Monday, the last 4 episodes will start on Sunday on Showtime. So everybody, please tune in. It's a great show. It's hilarious.
And thank you so much for having me. And I'm sorry I didn't know how to log on, but next time I'm gonna know.
No, right? I know. I'm gonna take notes too because like I need to get it together too. Thank you, everybody, too, for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for your questions and for watching and being supportive. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.